We are live.
We're live where you watch your favorite live streams. They don't have a cool thing like that for live streams like they do have podcasts, you know?
Yeah.
And you can have this wherever you like, where you enjoy your podcasts. It's like they don't have that
Wherever you listen or enjoy your podcasts.
Yeah, it's so cool. I don't know. I've always thought that was really cool, at least.
I think podcasts are also a little more buttoned up, you know?
Yeah.
A little more showmanship, a little more pizzazz, polish.
You think so? I think we're pretty polished.
I think we are. We just don't have the luxury of like editing or, you know,
or like being good at it,
or being talented in any meaningful way. I have a thing on my hat.
Yeah. I mean, the talented thing would probably help, but you know, you can make up for a lot of talent with a lot of energy and
gusto.
A lot of gusto.
Okay. Setting up. Oh no.
Oh no.
I just exited out of a bunch of windows that I needed.
I've been there. You can just go to your history.
That's true.
Oh, I gotta mark it as an announcement so that people can get notified that the live stream is happening. Maybe I already did. I think it's called featured now.
Yeah, it looks like they changed the group thing.
It's called featured now.
Wow. Interesting.
You would think they would tell you. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, they probably sent some kind of email, but
I don't know, man.
Probably didn't read it.
I don't know. All right. I just found our YouTube one.
For those who, well, they still have an announcement thing though. That's weird.
We have no one watching on YouTube. We have one person now. That's cool.
There we go. I found it.
We have 11 people over on Facebook. Good morning, Jennifer, Reem, Nicole, Lauren, Rochelle, Amy. Good morning. To those of you piling over on YouTube, good morning.
Morning, everybody.
You know, I feel like there's something different about today, but I don't know what it is.
Good or bad?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, what, like the live stream or like the weather, just the week? I mean,
I don't know. Something feels different. I don't even know if it's good or bad. It feels different. Does anyone else feel anything different going on?
Maybe the long weekend.
Nicole has a job interview today. That's pretty cool.
Good luck, Nicole. Good for you.
Hope you're having a great day too, Kiara. Amy just got done playing Beat Saber. That is good timing. Morning, Judith. Good morning, Mary. Does anyone else feel like something different going on today? Do you feel anything different, or does it feel the same?
I mean, it feels a little funky just because like it's like a Monday, but we kind of had like a weird soft work day yesterday.
Yeah, I probably worked about 80% of the amount that I normally work yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I probably worked about 40%, to be honest. But it was still weird because it was like, oh, it's Monday, but it not really. I think a lot of our work that we do is correspondence type work. So and a lot of people were not working yesterday, which is good. But it just kind of made it a little weird.
Yeah.
So I wonder if yesterday made today feel weird for you.
It's possible. It's certainly possible.
Because it's a Monday, but it's also Tuesday, and it's like we don't live stream on Mondays. I don't know. Maybe that's something.
Angela's here today. I feel like Angela, we haven't got to see you in a while. Hello, Angela.
Hi, Angela. Hope you're doing well.
Reem is here despite the time difference. Appreciate it. Big time. Means a lot.
Good morning to everyone on YouTube. We got Mary. We got Judith. We have Kara. Kara said my hoodie looks rather Shakespearean. Well, I think that's a compliment.
Bluebeard.
I love this logo. It's a coffee shop down in Tacoma, which is about an hour away from us. It's called Bluebeard Coffee. I really like their logo, so I bought this big hoodie, and I wear it often. I like it.
Angela, did you drive to LA or did you fly? Because that's like a 10-hour drive from you, right? It's a long drive.
Yeah, wow.
But a flight would be very short, so that would also be interesting.
Speaking of, yeah, cool. Speaking of getting places, Kyle and I are going to Portland this weekend. Portland, Oregon, the great city of Portland, where they founded electricity. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That's not true. Anyway, we're going to Portland because there's a Comic-Con down there. It's called Rose City Comic-Con, for those who may not have known. Portland is also known as Rose City. Not sure why, but it is. And so they have a Comic-Con going down there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We will be heading down probably Thursday to get set up and then run the con. It'll be a good time. We're still trying to figure out where we're going to sleep.
We're going to drive back every night.
Yeah. I don't think you'd have time to do that. I'm trying to think if that's even...
It's a 3-hour drive, right?
I think it's yeah, you're probably right.
So we would get done at like 9. We'd get back at midnight. We'd have to leave at 7 a.m. So we have 4 hours to sleep.
Easy. That's probably how much both of us sleep anyway.
So true.
That's perfect.
I try to sleep 8, but I just wake up 175 times.
Speaking of waking up, I'm excited for our 1 clocks to get here.
Yeah. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know when I don't have any information, but it's
I don't either. We backed a Kickstarter project called 1 clock, and it wasn't cheap by any means. It was probably like $200.
Yeah.
Maybe more to buy an alarm clock, which I know. Part of it was that we wanted to, because they actually launched at a similar time to when we did, and they did a similar number, or like a similar backer number, I think. And so I think we wanted to experience the customer side of like just going through Kickstarter and like feeling it out, just to get a little bit of like understanding, a little bit of empathy as to what our customers might be feeling. Plus the product is really cool. And you know, we were kind of a little high on Kickstarter at the time. So
naturally.
Anyway, so we backed this Kickstarter and they keep pushing back the delivery date. And that's okay. I get it. But I'm still excited to see.
Did they push it back?
I think so. I'm not really sure, to be honest. See, this is the problem with Kickstarters. Like, as excited as you and I are about our product, which I think we are, and we know it's going to get delivered, we know that people are good for it, it's just this weird ambiguity that I think as we move into a more technologically advanced society, in a more connected society to the things that we buy online, and we get more sensitive to the timeline of them, and more importantly, the transparency of communication between the vendor and us, I just think that it's a shrinking patience level. And I think Kickstarter does put backers, customers in this limbo that is sort of unacceptable. Like in the day that we live in. Back in like 2012 or whatever, I think maybe they're even older than that, maybe 2010, that was sort of okay. But as we've kind of leveled up our online shopping habits, we've leveled up our online shopping methods and our delivery platforms and the speed of them and the transparency of them, I feel like Kickstarter is sort of like a decade behind. And I don't know about you, because we kind of go back and forth on this a lot, on if we return to Kickstarter or not.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm kind of like, I'm not very jazzed on going back to a Kickstarter.
Yeah, so also they are still within their timeline. They said that they received their clocks yesterday. So
really?
The 2nd to the 6th, they received them at their facility. They're going to be shipping from the 8th to the 17th.
That's tomorrow.
And their hope is to do 500 a day.
Yeah.
And with 500 a day.
That's literally what we said.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
And it will take them from the 8th to the 17th, and they have 3-day shipping. 3 business day shipping. So cool. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So if ours were to get shipped tomorrow,
yeah,
which I doubt they will, but if they would get here on Monday.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll definitely get them by the end of the month.
Yeah,
which is exciting.
And Mom, I did cut my hair like a month ago, so. Yeah. I have been using a comb recently. So for all those who are following my hair journey, I didn't have a comb for about the first 2 years of having long hair, and now I have a comb. So I comb my hair when I condition it. So making big moves over here. Trying to become like an adult or whatever.
Yeah. Lauren said, I'm tired of using my phone as an alarm clock, so I've been thinking of investing in a real alarm clock myself. I think it's a great idea. I don't do that currently, but I did do that for a while, and it actually was really helpful for me. And if you can bring yourself to it, you get into the habit of charging your phone in a different room, and you don't become reliant on it for waking up or going to sleep. I think you probably have better sleep. Most people probably would.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Hard to do. The addiction to social media, and I think everyone has it. If you have a smartphone, you're probably addicted to it. Is real. And so, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that if I was to start a company again, like a new company, new product, new whole thing,
Yeah.
I would do a Kickstarter.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I think it's good hype for something that's new, and when it's your only concern. I think that the problem that we had with our most recent one is I don't think it works very well for existing companies.
I actually think it works much better for existing companies than new ones.
Well, I think it's harder to get funded big time on like a one-off. But I think that because we used a lot of the money to just run our business, on the other things that our business does, that it was really hard to like do a good job on the Kickstarter fulfillment because it took such a long time, and there's a lot of like a money suck for the other operations of the business.
But imagine you're a new business and you go viral.
Yeah.
You don't have any money to do that with. You know what I mean? Like you have no system set up. It's just like imagine.
But now we would have systems because I would know how to do it. So like if I was to start a new company now,
we would. There's just a dangerous volatility. Because remember, like I've always said this, and I still believe this. One of the biggest blessings in our entire business is that our first Kickstarter didn't pop off. Like it didn't go beyond what we were able to do. Because if it did, like let's just say it did 3 times, or even like 5 times more than it did. Let's say we raised $50,000. On our very first Kickstarter, I actually think we would have crashed and burned.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much. Too many moving parts, too much overwhelming money. Like, it's the constraints of only raising enough to fulfill orders and basically breaking even on our first Kickstarter, I think is what helped lay the foundations for us to run a lean, profitable business.
Yeah.
Because, like, constraints are helpful, you know?
It's true.
Like, it's really difficult, especially as like a first-time business. I mean, you wouldn't be a first-time business owner in this scenario, but like if you just got $50,000 dumped into your bank account, you're like, oh man, like I can do whatever I want. It's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You're probably going to lose money still.
It's true.
It's pretty wild. Anyway.
Yeah, I think the hard part
why?
about Kickstarter is that people, and I'm not saying that anyone here did this, but it's like there's almost a level, there's an expectation of like a discount. Because you're like kickstarting it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're just naturally gonna not have as good of margins.
Right. Yeah, you're going through a third party as well.
So it's like you lose. So like we went $10 cheaper than we normally went. So we lose that's 20% of our margin.
Yeah.
And then we lost 10% of our total thing to Kickstarter and transaction fees. Mm-hmm. So that's another. So now we're at 20% deficit before we pay for our cost of goods sold and our marketing.
You also have people that back out or their credit cards get denied.
Yeah.
And it takes longer to find that out through Kickstarter. Like if someone's credit card gets denied in our Shopify store, we know right away. Yeah. Or it won't even let you complete the order.
Yeah.
But Kickstarter, it will let you complete the order. And it will give us the impression that we are raising more money than we are. Because when we did close our campaign, it wasn't a big discrepancy, but it was probably like what, $10,000 maybe.
Yeah.
That we actually, because we actually technically only raised what, $297,000. So I guess only $5,000, which isn't too much, but
also Naz is here. Hello, Naz.
Hey, Naz.
How was PAX? Hopefully it was great.
Oh yeah, Naz is in Seattle.
It was funny. I didn't realize it was PAX until I saw like the Pink Elephant Games, whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. You know, they tweeted about it, and I was like on Saturday. I was like, oh, it's PAX.
Yeah. Naz, are you going to Rose City? Because this weekend, because we're gonna be there. I can't remember if you said you were or not.
Yeah, I know you're doing like a long trip across the country.
Melinda's sneaking in a live stream before her next meeting.
A bit of a crisis.
Uh-oh. Tell us about the crisis.
Tell us. We are a crisis hotline. We are not. We are not that.
Don't tell anyone that.
I will not tell anyone that anymore. I said it and I regretted it.
I made a mistake. Yeah, the crisis hotline. Like the fact this is a hotline where crisis is happening.
Yeah. Not to be confused with the crisis hotline,
where you call if you have a crisis.
Yeah.
You actually call us if you don't have a crisis, and then we give you one. Anyway, sorry, that was a.
What about Indiegogo? I think Indiegogo is probably Indiegogo is a little bit more ongoing, right? You can do it for a longer period of time.
Well, I mean, so you can do Kickstarter for a long time as well. You can run a 90-day Kickstarter campaign, and I believe you can run a similar length of an Indiegogo campaign.
Exhausting.
Well, it's this really interesting ecosystem that has, for some reason, evolved this way. And maybe someone can enlighten me who's a little more educated in crowdfunding. But what a lot of products and companies do is that they will just keep the pre-order going. And that will kind of be their makeshift store. So you'll run a Kickstarter campaign to get the big buzz, that early splash, because Kickstarter is a little more, there's more visibility with a Kickstarter. There's more of a common understanding of what a Kickstarter is than like an Indiegogo. Anyway, you get that initial, bump from Kickstarter. And then once that campaign closes, anyone who missed it and is still getting marketed to or whatever, they can go to Indiegogo now and they can back your project. And you can run a much longer Indiegogo campaign and essentially raise money. As Kickstarter, you get that money from Kickstarter, so you can start shipping product and marketing more aggressively and all that stuff. But like, it's basically, instead of having a store, you just have a pre-order through Kickstarter, Indiegogo. So I'm sure, obviously people do it pretty often, so there's got to be a reason for it. But I feel like if you could avoid doing that, it's probably wiser, I guess. I don't know, but maybe that's a luxury that some brands have and some don't.
Couple things. So what happened to NAS is their shelves they display dice on, shattered in transit between Minneapolis and Seattle.
Yikes.
That's wild. That sucks.
That's awful.
You've seen our booth. We don't ever transport anything of shelves, so I can only imagine how difficult it is to pack up shelves, and then obviously to not have shelves. So I have a question for people, and Brandy, I'm gonna ask this to you. So we sold out of Legend of Astoria journals, but people think we're sold out of journals in general, and I don't know what about our website makes people think that we're sold out completely. And if anyone could help us, because we've been getting this comment a lot. Like,
it could be our ads, maybe.
Do we seem super sold out?
Yeah, because we try to make our website pretty
IMA, like we have a lot of them. Kind of vibe.
In fact, we actually are just started giving away the first act of the journal for free. All the intro content and the act 1, the first 71 pages to be exact, of like the journal PDF is literally free. We will email it to you. If you're here and you're listening, you don't have a journal, you want to get a journal, you want to check it out, you want to flip through the pages, or maybe you want to use it and make sure that you are actually going to use it before you buy it. That's free.
It's free.
Literally free.
I was looking at one that has 4 different color options. But, Brandon, if you don't mind me asking, when were you looking at our website? I think that we took it off our website completely.
Yeah, unless you were able to find it somehow.
Remember there was that one that showed all the products? I think if you click on this one, it goes to all of our products. Oh, yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just going to unlist it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been hearing it so much, and I've been trying to figure out where that's coming from, because we are sold out of LOI, but we have a ton of IMA, and I think IMA is a great journal. So,
yeah, I think it is too. Yeah, we should just unlist it. While you're doing that, I'm going to read some of Mary's comments on YouTube because I think they're good.
Hear it.
So Mary says that the big thing with Kickstarter is it's about the exclusivity. Happy to pay full price, to wait as long as needed, as long as I'm able to get benefits that others who don't back won't get.
Yeah, it's about the benefit of being the early adopter. You have to.
Indiegogo is often used for late pledges, but a lot of them have stopped doing that with the pandemic/supply chain issues. That makes sense. It's especially a thing for games that won't be sold in store, so the pledge is the only way to get it. I see. So basically, you have these exclusive marketplaces through these like crowdfunding options. But to me, I'm just kind of like, why don't you just make them exclusive on your website or on Amazon or something? I don't know. I feel like you'd get more profitability. You wouldn't have to share as much of your funds. I guess with like board games and stuff, though, there's such a big following on Kickstarter, Indiegogo. Like in a weird way, that's kind of what the platform has become in like a lot of ways. It's like for creative projects almost. I don't know. Anyway. Well, hopefully, Mary, we didn't upset you because we started offering a lot of the things from our Kickstarter on our website.
Except for the pin.
Well, yeah, except for the pin. You get the Kickstarter pin. And then I think there's a few other things that were exclusive. Stickers.
Stickers. We haven't sold stickers yet, but I think we probably will. I think we didn't put stickers in there because moment of transparency, I think we forgot about them.
I think we forgot about them. We didn't count them either.
Yeah.
We probably didn't count them because we forgot about them. So.
Yeah.
Hey, what can you do?
So the Kickstarter wizard is awesome. James is like always on top of it, always helping us. Like
I know. Amazing.
I'm still waiting for the companion journal pack. Yeah, I packed them today. I did that today.
No, I think Amy's waiting for an offering of a companion journal pack. Like you can buy 3.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the alumni pack. I packed all the alumni packs today. My goal is to get everything out today.
I think that's what you were talking about, Amy.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember you specifically bringing up you'd be interested in buying a pack of companion journals. But we haven't made that yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So after a week of having these bundles on our website, we, surprisingly enough, the bundle that I thought was going to be the most popular is actually by far the least popular.
You thought Solo Sorcerer?
I thought the Solo Sorcerer bundle was going to be the most popular. And I don't really know why. Maybe it's either poorly marketed or poorly explained, or it's too expensive. The Solo Sorcerer bundle is basically a journal, you get a companion journal, and you get a pin. So to me, I'm kind of like, you get all the branded stuff, and you also get like a pen, and you can kind of like conceptualize like, oh, I get to start my journey. I have this pen. But people just aren't digging it. Whereas I believe it's the Master Magician, I think, is the most popular. Or maybe it's the Alumni Bundle. Anyway, I'm not sure, but it's not the one I thought it was going to be, which was surprising to me. Not a bad thing. Just surprising.
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking to King Fallon about clothing. I shipped most of it last week.
Gotcha.
So it should be arriving
Cool.
today, tomorrow, or Thursday. Depending on these long weekends, always mess stuff up. It inevitably will just ruin everything. So you're probably hitting some of the 3 price point dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah.
We like to play with the three price points. We like to think that when you do that, you're able to it's weird. Like you can have too many decisions, like you have too many options, but I think 3 is a really good amount because it allows someone to feel like they have agency and they get to choose the one they really want.
Right.
As well as like the price points kind of like work together so that you can see the actual value that you're getting through each one.
Well, it's all about that middle price point. That's what that structure is about. You know, it's like, it doesn't even really matter what the least expensive and the most expensive are. You're really pushing for this middle thing to be your most popular, which makes sense.
You know, Angela, I thought that we were going to be hitting economies of scale a long time ago, from like a profit margin standpoint. Still haven't hit it yet. So if anyone knows how to hit that, we can fast forward to that part. That'd be great.
I don't read all of David's puns, but I'm going to read this one. Economies of scale are also the favorite economies of dragons because of the name.
I don't understand the rim shot thing.
Like a
That's a rim shot.
It's not, but I believe that's what David is inferring.
What's that called?
There's not really like a name for it.
Is it called
a rim shot? Is a specific thing. Like
what I think of when people say rim shot, I think of like someone shooting a basketball and it hits the front of the rim.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like, and it goes very poorly. You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
So when I see that, I'm like, is he like self-deprecating? You know, it's like rim shot, but no, he's
No,
not.
no,
He's
it's
definitely doing the bottom.
A rim shot when you're so a snare drum, which is like the butt ump part of the butt ump. It's like this snare. Everyone should know what a snare drum is. It's actually a specific way that you hit the snare drum, and where it actually incorporates the rim of the drum. And if you hit it at the proper angle, where the drumstick is hitting the head of the drum head and the side of the rim, it's much louder than just normally hitting it. So it's like it's a pretty heavily accented hit of the snare drum. So you hit it when you want to be louder in that regard. That's what a rim shot is.
Did you know that Angelo is a percussionist in the Army band?
I didn't know that. That's super cool.
Nick's a drummer.
So she could, yeah. Look, yeah. So she could tell you all about it. Yeah. See, I think I explained that.
Yeah.
Hit the rim in the
You did a
head
good
at
job.
the same time. Yeah.
Let's go, band geeks.
Let's go.
I never learned how to play any instruments.
Yeah, Kyle's one of the cool kids.
Yeah, all I know how to do is whistle the Halo theme song and the Star Spangled Banner at the same time.
He's a prisoner.
It's actually called a sting.
There's a name for it. That's cool.
Hit me
I
with the
didn't know that.
sting.
I don't think.
Hit me with the sting.
Yeah. That's like saying laugh at my joke.
Hit me with the sting.
Laugh at my joke.
I don't know. I think the sting that's fun to say. I was in the drum corps in high school and
Naz is
loved
a
to play
trombone player.
snare and multi-toms.
Look at all these freaking band geeks in here. Oh my gosh.
I'm definitely in the minority.
Yeah. I was in band, so I get to say that. I wasn't in marching. Well, actually, I was in marching band, but I think I didn't do it in high school. I was pretty into it, though, in middle school. Actually, it was a lot of fun. Marching with drums is a lot of fun. So, anyway.
Rachel said that it was an unholy mashup of Halo and the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
Is it unholy?
There is something so wrong about it. I don't even know how to explain it.
I don't know. But
James
there's
played the flute.
something so right about it.
Look at all these musical
Belinda played the viola.
heroes.
The viola, is that like a giant violin? Or is that very different?
I think a viola is a smaller violin. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't understand orchestra stuff, so don't come for me. I think we found our market. We're looking at people's interests like, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. No. We should be looking at just people that were in band in high school.
Yeah. Were you in band in high school?
What are we doing?
You probably love our
dude?
journal.
Yeah. Come on.
It doubles as a snare. A dope-ass snare.
What does?
I don't know. I was trying to talk band.
God.
I can play the radio, said Melissa. Me too. The viola is a larger violin and is tuned to a different key.
Oh, look at that. You were right.
I got that one right. It
You
was
were
a
right.
guess. It was a really good guess.
A larger violin.
I figured it was a larger violin because of the suffix. It's the same prefix, different suffix.
Oh, so viola players make fun of violin players.
Yeah. Your tiny little guitar.
A pretty funny social microeconomy.
So did the violin come before the guitar?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. The sad part is I think I learned about this at one point. I took a music history class in high school, and I remember I had to learn about all this stuff, but I don't remember which one came first. There's a lot of different iterations of like violins and guitars and stringed instruments in general, and then banjos and mandolins, and it's a lot,
See, Kara has my my sense of humor. The difference between a violin and a viola is a viola burns longer.
That was good. It was good.
James is practicing the violin right like this very moment, or just like at this stage of your life? Because that'd be pretty wild if you're typing and playing the violin at the same time.
I know. I want to watch that live stream. It's more exciting.
I think Zach was a cellist.
Yeah, Zach definitely is a cellist.
Someone said guitar type first. So I don't know. Does that mean the guitar came first?
I don't know.
I liked that Bridget said I'm pretty sick at Beat Saber. I think that counts.
It counts. Dance Dance Revolution counts.
Nuto Asumi said, "Yo, bro."
Yo, bro.
Hey, bro. We have no answer on the guitar thing though. Now I can't stop thinking about it.
Which came first?
Because my thought is like, so it's like someone's playing the violin and there's a guy sitting there like, it'd be way cooler. That was like bigger and you put it at your hip.
It'll be cooler than this though, guys.
There's a guy with hair like mine who's watching like maybe the cello was first. I don't know.
So, it doesn't look like there's a clean answer here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, important point is that the guitar was indeed first.
Oh, the guitar was first. So
and the fiddle came from it.
The fiddle came from the guitar and then the violin came from the fiddle?
Yeah.
But the fiddle is like I feel like the fiddle is like the uncle, you know? Like the Uncle Rico.
Hey man, I don't make the rules.
Is the fiddle not the Uncle Rico of the violin family?
I don't even really know what that means.
I think we all know what that means.
I literally don't know what that means.
I don't know. It feel like the fiddle feels like it's like backcountry.
Is Uncle Rico backcountry?
Kinda. He like lives in a trailer and throws footballs over mountains.
He's like kind of like a loser, I guess. Kind of like washed up loser. That's not the same as like back. Are you trying to like redneck?
No.
Like cowboy country?
I was just thinking like if a violin is like wearing a suit, then like the fiddle has like a mustache and like played football in high school.
Okay. I see where you're going. The Uncle Rico
yeah.
thing was not the right. Because Uncle Rico is actually more put together than Napoleon.
But Napoleon isn't the violin.
Right.
I'm just saying.
But relative to that, the Uncle Rico.
I don't know.
It's like
I'm just trying
I see where you're going. You just could have went with so many different.
I didn't know what I didn't know. I feel like calling the fiddle an uncle is more like it's fitting. But I didn't know
like
which uncle.
Violin is James Bond.
Yeah.
And fiddle is like I don't know. What's his name? The car from Cars that Larry the Cable Guy voices.
So a fiddle and a violin are apparently the same.
Well. Anyway.
Michelle, I'm so sorry. I have been meaning to email you back, and I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. Let me look at this. Because the reason that I haven't been... We are actually, and this is the saddest thing ever, Michelle, we are in Salt Lake City on the 16th.
Yeah, we will be at FanX.
Yeah, that was why I didn't respond right away. I had to figure out what day we were in Salt Lake City, and then I forgot. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we will be in we leave for Salt Lake City on the 15th of next week. So
yeah, it's gonna be a wild because we're gonna be in Portland this weekend.
Yeah,
we'll probably get home on like Monday. We'll have a couple days to catch up on work, and then we leave on Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah,
Tuesday. When do we leave? Wednesday. Anyway,
apparently fiddling is a style and not an instrument.
Can I actually say something? I hate this conversation now.
Okay.
I feel like there's a bottomless pit of string based knowledge that we could talk about.
I have none though.
And neither you or I know enough to make this a real conversation.
All right, man. Hey.
Sorry, I didn't realize how passionate I was about that.
You're very passionate. Hey, we're just drinking coffee, talking about stringed instruments. We could talk about something else. So you guys want to know what bubbles is?
We're releasing a violin. A violin that actually helps you meet your goals. Unlike other violins that you just play. Boring. Who cares about that?
Yeah, I mean, that Kara brings up the biggest point. We never talked about upright bass, but I guess maybe next time. I guess
Yeah.
maybe next time we'll talk about the upright bass.
I guess so.
Um.
David said string theory, which is a great pun at this moment.
Oh yes.
Love it.
There's an a cappella version of Bohemian Rhapsody about string theory.
Stop it.
My brain just broke.
Stop.
I don't even know what else to talk about.
Literally,
we
anything
literally
else.
like just say random words and we'll just start talking about those things because we need to get off this somehow.
I know I can't even catch up with this. Hey Kyle, what coffee are we drinking today?
We are drinking a coffee called Huck, Huck. And
Where's it
it's
from?
a Kenyan coffee.
Cool.
I always we've gotten their coffee a few times, and I always like it because they have really exciting packaging, and I always use it. I let that coffee skip the line every time because I like the bag. It's fun.
Sorry.
String beans.
Yeah. String beans is a great comment. Oh man, that was amazing. Angela's comment was really funny, like just trying to like shove in the last word of like a conversation.
Why are people saying cities now? What did we say? Why are people saying states? Sorry.
I think people are guessing where the coffee is from because I
Oh.
asked where's it from, and you said Kenya, but I was like, where's like the place?
Oh, I was like,
And James knows. James says they're from Colorado. In fact, he says it's bright and colorful. The roaster is in town.
yeah, Denver,
That's
Colorado coffee roasters.
That's so cool.
But James is in Colorado, so a little bit of an advantage for knowing local coffee.
Here's a conversation. So if you remember, this is related. Okay, just give me a second.
Okay.
So like 2, 3, 4 years ago, Amazon was like moving. Remember,
Yeah.
they're like they're gonna open a new headquarters, and all these different cities were like bidding on it, and they're like sending Amazon like care packages, and they're like, we'll like rename a whole city after you, Jeff, or we'll like open up an entire part of our state for you, whatever it was. The Heroes Journal our lease is up soon, and we are probably not going to be moving into like a similar space like this, mostly because there isn't really spaces like this that exist that are easy to find. And we're kind of thinking about moving states.
So if you guys want to,
So we need incentives.
yeah, pitch us your state.
We don't need incentives, but I want to hear pitch. I want to hear pitch. Now, I will say we do have a bit of a bias for a few places. I'm going to give you a lot of options here. Here are the biases. Texas, Austin, to be specific.
Specifically Austin. Probably nowhere else in Texas.
Yeah, sorry, Texas. Colorado.
Probably Denver or Boulder.
Denver, yeah, Boulder.
Probably not Fort Collins. We like Denver.
Kyle hates Fort Collins.
I just like Denver. Or
I don't even know anything about Fort Collins. Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is big.
Yeah, not like the Strip, but just cheap place to live, good business, taxes, friendly business taxes, what I should say. New York.
New York.
Very different than the other ones. What else? Is there any others? Now, this doesn't mean that you can't pitch us other places. These are just the ones that we regularly talk about that get a lot of attention.
You know, it's funny. Angela said Reno is better than Vegas. And I've actually said that to Nick, and Nick said we're not going to Reno. So
Have you been to Reno?
I have.
Have you been to Vegas?
No.
Yeah.
New York is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Texas is not doing well in the news right now. They did pass some pretty bad laws recently.
That's right.
That it is difficult to think that it's a good place to go right now, considering
Yeah.
that particular thing.
That was pretty bad timing.
Yeah, I will say Austin does not, from all the interactions I've had with both being there and people that live there, do not share the same sentiment as the entire state of Texas.
Yeah.
So I think that would allow us a group of people that do care about women and their health. But yeah.
Melissa said Iowa's cheap.
Iowa is cheap.
Now, we have talked about Iowa.
We actually specifically have spoken about Iowa.
Yeah,
We even brought up Kansas at one point.
it's true.
Angel said Austin shouldn't be in Texas. It doesn't feel like it is. I'll tell you that much. Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Stacy said Arizona.
Yeah.
I pitched Arizona a couple times, but it's really selfish because a lot of my friends live there, so I could just hang out with my friends.
True. Yeah.
You know, Mary, it's funny. I have this thought process about Utah. So my favorite thing outside of the Heroes Journal, obviously, is I love coffee, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna love Utah. Because Utah probably wouldn't be a great place to open a coffee shop.
I think it would. I
don't know.
I think you're
don't
being.
know.
I'm sure there's successful coffee shops in Utah.
Maybe.
If there's entrepreneurs and small business there's probably successful coffee shops.
Probably right. I will say, I did not like Orlando. I do not want to live in Orlando.
Yeah, David. I hate to say it. We have gone to Orlando, and I think that is one of the places we probably will not be going to.
Yeah.
Sorry, David.
Claire said Calgary. We've been to Calgary.
We've also been to Calgary, weirdly enough. And I mean, the complications of moving our business to a different country feel like a
difficult,
big lift, but also we didn't really love it.
You know, it's funny because
it wasn't terrible, but
Nick also said to me recently, he said, I could see myself moving to Canada. He said, I have no intention to move to Canada, but I could see myself doing it.
I could. Not Calgary, but I could.
It's funny, though, because I bet that if we had a thriving business, Canada would accept us with open arms.
Yeah,
because we're bringing economics.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder how that works. I never even thought about moving the business to a different country. That feels like a kind of a headache, but Vancouver is a cool city.
Reed, we have been to Chicago. I do not want to live in Chicago. It's too much. It's too much.
Chicago's too. You know, it's funny. Chicago's too much city, but I'm still open to New York.
Yeah, Chicago's an interesting city. I don't know. I enjoyed my time there. It's a really, really cool city. There's a lot of history and stuff, but I just couldn't figure it out. I felt uneasy the whole time for some reason.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I think Kyle and I, so we talked about Austin a lot. We've been, and I know the recent laws passed there are terrible, but we haven't talked about Austin for about 3 years now. And so it's kind of always been in the conversation, but I will say, I think secretly, Kyle and I actually want to move to Colorado.
I've been talking about Colorado for a long time.
Yeah.
My original plan, because I was not planning on the Heroes Journal working, was not that I was trying for it to fail. I just didn't you can't plan for this to happen.
It's true.
My thought was I would move to Arizona, and then after a year of living in Arizona, I was going to move to Boulder or Denver. That was my plan. And then this whole thing happened. So
yeah.
So I could see Colorado.
James is pitching Colorado pretty hard.
My only concern about Colorado is snow. I just don't know if I love snow.
Yeah, you definitely got to like snow. If you don't like
sunny.
snow, you can't move to the highest elevation.
It's definitely sunny though.
It totally is.
It's the sunniest place in America.
But you get real seasons.
Yeah.
You know?
The sunniest place in America.
See, Tanya just said Salt Lake City by itself has 15 coffee shops.
Yeah.
Which means low competition. And
I think Tanya's saying that's a lot of coffee shops, but I think that Tanya, we have 15 coffee shops in 10 there's where we go to coffee, there's 5 coffee shops within walking distance of each other.
Yeah. A lot of the times people use the number 5 to sort of be a quick catch-all.
There's literally 5.
A certain amount of something there's about 5 of them over there. There's literally 5 coffee shops. Within you could hit a 9-iron to all of them.
Yeah.
They're that close and have been open for a long time.
You can hit a putter to each of them.
Yeah. You swung really hard. You hit a putter. Anyway.
Reed said Seattle. We already live in Seattle.
James is... We actually don't.
I guess we live across. We don't live in Seattle. We're close. We're very close.
We live in Kirkland. James just hit you with, nope, not as bad as you think. The snow, about the snow.
There's some snow, but because of the sun, it melts.
We should visit. We got to visit Colorado.
Oh yeah.
We saw a really cool space at one point in Boulder. Remember that?
Oh, it was so cool.
It was the coolest space we've ever seen anywhere. We were looking at warehouses at the time,
Yeah.
and it was like this huge 10,000. And it cost like the same as this place.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Missoula.
I'm actually up for Montana.
I've never been to Montana, so I'd want to go before.
I've heard Montana's like P&W on like steroids.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things.
It's a little bit more.
What? Oh, your laptop's gonna die. Oh, Bert's. Is there a charger in here? No. Oh well. Kyle's gonna go grab a charger. Melissa says, do a tour of all the candidates. I mean, it's expensive to tour around the country, but I guess we could. We kind of have been with these cons, but we haven't really been looking for places to live. We just kind of been going to the cons. And honestly, I don't really think any of them are in places we'd want to live. A little harsh, but true. Hey, Trey. Trey, I missed you. I'm glad you're here. Massachusetts does sound a little interesting. Except for I have a hard time saying it. Not like Raleigh. I love how hard James is pitching Colorado. I really do. Because here's the thing. I've been to Colorado. You've been to Colorado, right? No. Oh, you haven't? I actually went to Colorado a lot growing up. Because I grew up in Kansas. And the only place to go skiing that was like close enough was Colorado. So I remember countless family road trips in our minivan to Colorado to go skiing. And it's like a beautiful, really cool place. Very, very cool.
Trey, we are appreciative of you. Very appreciative.
Yeah. Yeah, Trey.
Western Mass. Katie said Massachusetts is kind of terrible. Maybe Vermont though. Dang, we might have like
some shade.
Yeah, we might have a war going on. The second major war happening in Massachusetts.
Look at this. James just offered us a place to stay in Colorado if we want to go visit.
Oh,
so that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. One of my things is I just want to be able to like exercise outside year round. That sounds like really fun to me. That's my biggest. That is the reason I'm like all in on Austin. It's because I know that I'll.
Well, that's a pretty good constraint, or like, I mean, when you're looking for something, that's a good constraint to have because that kind of immediately puts some places out of the running.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, James. James hit us with those emojis.
I know. Maine is kind of like it's like the Seattle of the East Coast.
I've never been to Maine. Have you been to Maine?
I've seen a lot of pictures, and
I've seen a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I've actually been really interested in Maine. I was like, what is Maine like? And it's a lot like this, just East Coast.
Right. Instead of crabs and salmon, you got lobster. You know what
I
do like lobster.
You know what I don't understand is why is supply chain on lobsters that difficult? You know what I mean? There's so many things that we get on the West Coast that are on the East Coast that are just shipped across and it's not a big problem. But for some reason, you can't get lobster anywhere.
It's expensive. Lobster's expensive.
I know, but it's like you can get crab on the East Coast, and it's like the same, you know?
You can, but it's probably more expensive on the East Coast.
I'm just saying it's really, really hard to get over here. And I don't know why. I feel like we figured out many things.
It's not that hard, actually. It's not that hard. There just isn't a lot of like lobster-centric restaurants.
But my thing is like, how have we figured out so many supply chain issues with so many different products? And for some reason, lobster is one that like is always going to be difficult. I feel like there could be a better way.
Probably could. I think it's just, I bet the margins are bad. That's my guess.
James lived in Austin from 2004 to 2018 and says it's way too hot.
That's actually really, you probably saw the city absolutely
flourish,
like change immensely. That's like wild.
Steak is more expensive than seafood at the moment, honestly. Wow. I did not know that.
Interesting.
Oh, Kara. That's Dave. So David on Facebook's the pun person, but Kara just stole it. The lobster guys are just so shellfish when they're with their products.
Ayo. Come on now. Here we go. So for those just joining or who haven't been in the stream for a while, our lease is up in like 6 months, and we are sort of lightly flirting with new places to live, shopping around for places to live. Most of the Heroes Journal is remote. Ryan's in Michigan, John's in California, so we're kind of very sprawled out already. So we're kind of realizing like we can live almost wherever we want. Kyle and I probably have to live in somewhat proximity to each other. But I mean, other than that, we could pretty much live wherever. And the current stipulation, the most important stipulation, is being able to exercise year round outside.
Yeah, I feel bad kind of being the only one who has a stipulation, but I feel like it's not.
I don't want to go to Reno. That's my stipulation.
That's not that big of a request, you know. Maybe it is.
It's not a big request, but it does disqualify a lot of places.
Yeah.
You know.
What about Miami? Miami.
I don't want to go to Miami.
All right.
I was driving around Bellevue last night, which is kind of a very ritzy area. And there was these 3 Lamborghinis driving around, like doing donuts in the middle of the street. And for some reason, it made me think this is what Miami is like all the time.
Did you think that before that right now? Did you think that last night?
I did. I literally, I was like, this is what LA and Miami must be like all the time. Because these guys, I think they're like making content or like making a YouTube video or something like that. And it was so obnoxious. And I was like, I don't want to be around any place like this. Anyway.
Dang. Reed just went hard on Florida.
Whoa, Reed.
There's probably a lot of really good people in Florida as well. I feel like Florida gets beat down pretty hard.
Yeah.
Florida by non-Floridian states. And I feel like maybe some of it might be warranted. Some crazy stuff happens in Florida.
There's stupid people
I feel
everywhere.
Like most of it is unwarranted.
Where there's people, there are stupid people.
Yeah.
Where there's people, there are smart people.
I have a lot of family lives in Florida. My dad grew up in southern Florida.
Yeah.
I have some family in Bradenton, Florida.
I feel like we've both been to Florida probably a good amount of times. And I think we're equally not about it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would say so.
Not a bad place to visit. I just don't think it's a good place. It's not a place that we'd want to live, I think is how I feel. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The Florida man thing is true. That you can't do that.
That's true. Hurricanes? What kind of natural disasters happen in Colorado?
Blizzards.
Yeah. Ice storms.
Honestly, Utah is gorgeous. It's probably the prettiest place in America.
Have you been to Utah?
I've been through it, but not
okay.
like I haven't it's like
I feel like we're both gonna really like Salt Lake City.
the thing about Utah is like
Are we gonna move to Salt Lake City?
maybe. Thing about Utah. So I lived in Arizona. We went up to Sedona. There's like all the really pretty red rock and like the really cool like geological like formations and stuff.
Yeah.
But like Utah's that on like that even better than that. So I was like pretty in awe of Sedona, and then Utah is like even a step up from that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could live there.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, from like a running standpoint, Salt Lake City is a great place because it's at altitude.
That's true. That's a good point.
Now, granted, I'm not training. I'm not trying to compete. So living at altitude just makes things more difficult. But that's
cool.
neither here nor there.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting. We'll have to see.
Flagstaff actually would be really cool too. I've heard really good things about Flagstaff. I never went up there, but I've heard really, really good things.
Great airport.
You've been to Flagstaff Airport?
No, that's the only association I have with it, though.
That it has an airport?
Yeah, right? Isn't there a Flagstaff Airport?
I mean, sure, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, sure. I don't know what them having an airport is different.
You know how like cities are like states or whatever, they're popular airports, they'll associate them like with a city, you know? That's like that's what I think of when people say Flagstaff. I think of Flagstaff Airport.
Look at that! Look at that! It's gorgeous.
Yeah. God really wants to live in Arizona.
But Flagstaff's really not close to any of my friends, so that would not be a.
Yeah.
That would not be a thing. So, Asheville, North Carolina, right? Yeah. We
see.
unfortunately did not love North Carolina.
We didn't love North Carolina. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Now, I've heard Raleigh's not necessarily representative of all of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Now, living on the coast of North Carolina would be pretty cool. I think the Atlantic Ocean is probably a better ocean to... I don't know. California is pretty cool. What if we just, like, moved to San Diego?
I'd love to move
or
to
like
San
Santa
Diego.
Barbara and
I don't
just
think I can afford
went out
it.
of business because we couldn't afford the taxes in California.
Yeah. I mean, if our business is based in Seattle or somewhere else, I don't know. Yeah, from what I don't know a lot about it, but from what I've heard, California is not very friendly to businesses. But anyway. Angela says, I don't think you guys are designed to be on the East Coast.
I don't think we have it. I think we're like...
I think you're probably right. I think it's actually why New York is interesting to me, because it would put us through the ringer. It would like age us like a decade in a year. We'd be like meaner, and we'd be like no bullshit. Like it'd change you.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's the thing. I'm like, we'd be wearing suits and stuff all the time.
No, we can't afford suits. All the suit money would be going to rent.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole East Coast isn't that expensive. Just
New York is expensive.
Yeah. Very tough here in California. People are saying California.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Everyone's saying that places in the country are beautiful. You got to remember, like, we're super spoiled up here. Mm-hmm. We are remarkably spoiled. I would say it's going to be very difficult to match the beauty that we experience here every day. I mean, we wake up, we walk into our kitchen, and we can see like Lake Washington, and we see the mountain ranges in the background. The air is clean and beautiful. I mean, like we're honestly wildly spoiled already.
Yeah,
that's why I think somewhere like Utah or like Colorado or like places that are truly beautiful, I think are probably. It'd be hard for us to move to, like, no offense, but like Iowa or like Kansas. I can say that because I'm from Kansas. But
David Aston said, "Why move?" It's a really good question.
That's another good question.
Here's the nuts and bolts. We don't got a lot of that Skrilla. I like calling money Skrilla.
What?
It's really it's really expensive to live here, and space is becoming more and more of a rarity. So like. This building we were in is both very expensive, and we don't even really have that much space to ship out of.
Yeah.
So we're trying to see if there's like a better solution somewhere else where it might be a little bit cheaper, but also it'd have the same.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling you're not in Kansas anymore. Dang.
Spot on.
So
I like this little roundup that Katie did. She said Colorado, Montana, Utah are probably closest for views and such. Which is a pretty good assessment.
So my only concern about Colorado, and this is a really weird, like specific thing that I think of. One of the things that I love about Seattle, and it's probably one of the more annoying parts, is that there's it's like very hilly, and it's like there's a lot of like depth of field. Like you're driving on the freeway and it's like hills and stuff, and it feels like you're in something. Whereas Colorado there's mountains on the side of it, but it's in a valley. So it's like pretty flat inside the valley from what I've heard.
No,
it's not.
Colorado's not flat,
but like where people live is like flat. And then
it's
like
I
guess flat.
But like, I mean, James literally just said it. You can see mountains from pretty much anywhere in Colorado.
No, but like, it's not about being in a mountain. It's like driving up and down hills, which is like in everyday life. I like it. Like San Francisco is like really cool because you're just like
because it's hilly.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always just. I guess
it probably depends. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure.
We're you're so wrong. I'm gonna send you pictures. I don't know if MJ is coming with us.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, yeah, we're.
Michelle asked a long time ago, but just ask again.
I mean, MJ is technically not my dog. I would love it if MJ came along.
Does Denver requires Mega Skrilla as well? Dang.
Mega Skrilla. I don't know. Yeah, how expensive is it? Because Kyle hit on a point, but truthfully, there's no place to live like buying a house wise, like buying something within an hour of Seattle that I think Con are interested in. It's just so expensive here. I mean, you got to remember, like, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft have headquarters here.
One across the street from us.
And so which is great because it's great for the economy, and it makes the city really, tip-top shape and all that stuff. You have a lot of money coming into the system. But, I mean, you also have these really expensive cities now that are kind of pushing us out. Like, we're just a couple of small business guys. So, like, we don't have tech money. So living around here, and we're also, we're young, but I think we do kind of have our sights set on, like, landing somewhere, having some kind of, like, plan to settle down. So there's just not really a lane for that here in Seattle unless we, like, hit it huge, hit it big. And then even then, I think we feel like we're, like, kind of wasting our money a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, what a like a long conversation.
This is a very long conversation. It felt good to talk it out, though.
Yeah, Seattle is like a delayed San Francisco Bay Area. It's true. It's like, I have some friends that pay over $2,000 for like a cracker box, like tiny studio apartment in Seattle. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am like, there's no real way to like save money and to like build a life around that kind of stuff unless you go and get like a Amazon job. Even then, it's
just hard. Like, it's expensive. It's just an expensive place to live.
Melissa's so Team Colorado, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. James, send us those pics. This was great.
Yeah, thanks for like just chatting with us. We had a really weird. I think we're all kind of like. I know I'm out of it. As we were talking about string instruments, talking about moving the business.
Yeah. Talked
about Huck Coffee.
We did.
Talked about snow.
Yeah.
Lobster.
Yeah. It's great.
We had no beans today. I don't think we have to really. I think we're just trying to like catch up.
I don't think we have any beans that we can share today. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
When's our next like? When do you think we? When do you think the next time we'll like release something is? Probably like end of October, November time.
I think we should do something in October. Maybe a pin drop or something.
Pin drop would be fun.
We've talked about that before.
Would you guys want like a random one-off pin drop? One-off
enamel pins.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like you blowing bubbles. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because sorry. So one of my things, we would love to drop SideQuest deck, but those are with the journals, so we can't sell them yet. Because like even though you guys don't know what bubbles is, it's like such a big thing. It's like this omnipresent presence in our community. So I feel like we need to make one item that isn't bubbles but pays homage to bubbles. You know what I mean? Not like to what bubbles is, but just to the fact that bubbles are bubbles. You know what I mean?
Like literal
bubbles.
Like a bubble pin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff planned for the like November, December months, but October is kind of like redheaded stepchild right now. We don't know what to do with October.
Yeah.
It's kind of the calm before the storm, but I feel like we should do something. So we don't go out of business.
Yeah. I would love it if oh man, there's so many cool bubbles type things we could do. Just because bubbles are such a fun thing to look at.
It's true.
How about twig blowing bubbles? There it is. Start the presses, everybody. Cool. Well, today is Tuesday. We are not doing Free Journal Friday this week because we were at a con, nor next week. Which means we'll probably do some kind of competition, or maybe not. I don't know. John's kind of the
we should do a
competition officer.
We should do like a review challenge. I know that sounds kind of like tricky, but what if we could do like you film your review of the Hero's Journal in 1 minute. Your face doesn't have to be in it or anything. You can just be you flipping through the pages. But I wonder like if we could do like a competition for the best review, or not the best, but like the best put together review of the Hero's Journal. Or maybe even a pitch.
What if we did like a for those of you who have been using the journal, you either tell the story of a whole journal or your journal to that point, and you like glorify it. So you say like, so I would open up one of my journals and it'd be like, this story is about a hero who wanted to build positive habits in their life or something like that. And just kind of like give us like a narrative about what happened in a journal or to a journal that part. Talk about potentially some.
That's pretty cool.
Some good obstacles. Now, granted, Cheyenne and John are the head of the party committee. So.
Oh, I didn't know we had a party committee.
Yeah. They're the head of the party committee. So whatever they choose will ultimately probably be what the competition is. But.
Ooh, Kitty has a cool idea. It's a spider crawlers for Halloween. Well, what if you did like a threats pack?
Threats pack.
Or like the villains drop.
That'd be kind of fun.
Or like, I don't know. That's a little too off.
Is that off brand for us?
No, it's not off brand. It's just, it's not on brand. It's not on brand for like Halloween. Like you want to be like spooky, not like villains, I guess. A little different. But if you did all the spooky characters in like LOI, IMA, it'd be kind of cool. You like the big shadow monster.
Yeah.
You do, they do the crawlers. You could do some other stuff. It'd be kind of fun. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think we're doing Quest Workshop tomorrow because we have a flight at 9 p.m. to Salt Lake City tomorrow night. No, that's right. That's next week. Yes, we are doing Quest Workshop this week. Sorry. My calendar was pushed to next week, and I just looked at it. We were talking about Utah. I got confused.
It's okay.
That's what it's like to work with me. I don't know what's going on.
Like, I'm just going to
let him figure it out.
Like I know he does this. Anyway, pumpkin carving contest. That's a cool idea, actually.
That'd be really fun.
Love it. Jennifer just said loves watching the shadow change to the first pages of IMA so far. Is Bubbles the villain's journal? Maybe.
Could be.
Could be.
It could also be a inflatable bouncy house.
So true. Guys, villains, just the heroes in their own story.
So true.
No, we talked actually a lot about the villain's journal idea.
We've thought about creating a second company and then like pinning us against each other on the internet
for marketing.
Yeah, for marketing purposes.
We get to be really crude and evil towards ourselves, and we also get to be really like noble and valiant, you know.
Yeah, because some people like that like dark humor.
Right.
Yeah. So like, pardon my French, but if I got a journal that said like you're not gonna do shit today, like I'll prove you wrong, stupid journal.
Right.
Yeah. Like
that
would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
It might get a little old. Like every day your journal's just beating you down.
Yeah. It feels wrong for sure.
It 100% feels wrong.
It's way more of a novelty thing. It's like it'd be a gag gift almost. Like, oh, look how funny this is. Like but like it would get old very fast. It's like hanging out with a friend who's like they're like mean to be funny.
Yeah.
And then like after a while you're like, okay, you're just mean.
You're just a mean person.
You're just a mean person, you know. But like I feel like the Hero's Journal, like it might be a little corny at first, but I actually feel like it ends up being really like people are like, oh wow,
yeah,
this is actually really meaningful, really helpful. Yeah. Speaking of corny, I just finished a book and I'm really hyped about it, and I'm gonna throw a recommendation out there. So forgive me if I am treading on the sacred ground of the reading club, the reading.
So you're tossing it in there, by the way. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, thank you. Continue to do that. If I'm treading on like the book recommendations for the book club, forgive me. I just finished a book called Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. He's the guy who wrote The Martian. They made a movie about that. And I would definitely say it's in the same lane, science fiction, space, all that stuff. But it's just a really well written story. It's worth the listen on the audiobook. It's like a 16-hour long audiobook, and I finished it in like 2 days. I couldn't put it down. Couldn't stop listening. So I love it, and you should listen to it because it's very heartwarming. Anyway, Inky is a great name for the cat.
It really is.
We do not have.
Can we name the cat though? It's named Cat.
I'll be honest. I was a little bummed Ryan didn't name the cat because when we were working on it, he just like kind of placeholder named it Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan like has cats. He loves cats, and he just didn't name it. And I was like, it felt very kind of out of character for Ryan. Anyway,
Chris just said orange journals. No context.
orange journals.
Name the cat Bubbles. Name the cat Beans. Name the cat contest.
Naming the cat Beans is a great idea. I would love the cat's name.
So here's the problem with naming the cat is that we are currently printing Potions Purple right now. And the name is still Cat. So if anyone wants the payoff of naming the cat, it's gonna be like a year.
Yeah, it'll be a long time. But we can still rename it. Hey, here's the thing, guys. If you have IMA, name your own cat.
Yeah, it's your cat.
Come up with your own name for your cat.
I actually think that was the reason why it stayed Cat.
Was it?
Was because the cat is like your cat, who's like your ally. So you should be able to name your own cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name your own cat.
Whereas like that's why Yu's name is Yu, but Twig's name is Twig. You know.
It's true. Love it.
Pumpkin spice journals.
Yeah,
it's coming to a city near you.
I can say that is not Bubbles.
Yeah, it's your familiar. If the cat is Yu's sidekick, we name it. Yeah. Your biggest ally. Oh, see. Dante, like my real cat.
There you go.
See how much more fun it is to name your own
names.
cat. You don't need us to name your cat.
Mm-hmm.
Scented journals. That'd be kind of tough. Scratch and sniff journals. Cool.
All right, y'all. Well, we got to get back to work, but we love you guys, and we hope you have a good week. And we hope that you feel like a hero this week.
Yeah.
We hope that Labor Day was restful and good for you guys. You did fun things, and I hope that you're able to get back on the horse. Feel like a hero. And if you've been not writing in your journal consistently, which is probably very common because Labor Day weekend and all that stuff, just remember we made the journal intentionally, very intentionally designed it to be a kind friend to return back to, not a authoritarian drill sergeant. So yeah, if you feel kind of scatterbrained or off kilter today, like get in your journal, approach it as if it were a kind friend, because it is, and write down some intentions for the day, what you're grateful for, allies, threats, brain dump if you need to. I promise you that it'll feel good. I know, because I did the same thing this morning. So those are my words I'm leaving you with.